Good. Come on, you got it. Drag it up your pants. Pull back. Go, 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 go. That's smooth. That looks great. Stand up tall. Touch and go. Pull, 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 pull. Stand up tall. Lock it out. Lock it out. Stand up tall. There you go. Good job. Awesome. Good. Great job.
That was awesome. I'm inspired, man.
Good job. All right, rest a minute. Hey, I'm Matt Reynolds, former owner of Strong Gym in Springfield, Missouri, current owner of Starting Strength Online Coaching, co-host of Barbell Logic Podcast and the YouTube channel, and this is my home gym.
Hey guys, this is Coop from GarageGymReviews.com, and today I have a special walkthrough for you. Behind me in this seemingly normal house is one incredible basement home gym as well as an outstanding podcast studio. This is Matt Reynolds' home, and we're about to go in. Let's check it out. Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
Matt downstairs?
Dad's downstairs.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome.
What's up?
Hey, brother.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
So I started training in 1996 as a junior in high school. Was a very average athlete, but loved the weight room. Because I was very average, I wasn't good enough to play sports in college, so I discovered powerlifting in the late 90s, started to compete in powerlifting, and achieved elite totals in the 242 and 275 class, and 308s actually there. So in the early 2000s, 2003 maybe, I started to get into strongman and got competitive in strongman in 2005. And so up till that point, I always trained in public gyms in Springfield, Missouri. The problem is there is no such thing as strongman equipment in a public gym, at least there wasn't then. And so I started building my own equipment, and I built my own home gym in my 2-car garage. Won my pro card in strongman in 2006 at Utah's Strongest Man with Brian Shaw, who's the world's strongest man, been the world's strongest man 4 times. And that's how I transitioned. I needed a place. Obviously I could find places to squat and deadlift and do the main lifts, but I didn't have a place to do logs and tires and stones and yoke and farmers. And so that's how I started training at my home gym. By 2007, I had about 20 people coming out to my 2-car garage, especially on Saturdays, on strongman training days. And my wife wanted her garage back. So my good friend William McNeely and I opened up Strong Gym in Springfield, Missouri, and transitioned back out of our garage gym to a public garage gym. We rented a place that was 10,000 square feet, no heat, no air conditioning. It had a bathroom, broken windows. That gym actually continued to grow for the next several years until 2012, when it became really the largest strength gym in the country. Eventually we ended up buying a building, a 15,000 square foot building in downtown Springfield, and did a bunch of renovation to it. I sold that at the end of 2015 and needed a place to train. So I built my home gym here in town, and wanted a place to train with my wife and have friends over and have the privacy of training them in my own home. And plus I worked all the time, was running the new tech businesses, and so it was nice to be able to just leave my desk and walk 10 feet and train in my gym. So the businesses today are Starting Strength Online Coaching. You can go there at startingstrengthonlinecoaching.com. We offer very high-end, high-touch online coaching, not just programming. So we certainly program. We have great nutrition through registered dietitians, but the thing that really sets us apart is that we only use Starting Strength certified coaches, and those coaches break down your workout, every single workout. So you video yourself when you go into your gym, and our coaches break that down within 24 hours for our clients. That's Starting Strength Online Coaching. And then the other sort of side business is Barbell Logic Podcast, and that podcast has really exploded. I do that with my podcast partner Scott Hambrick, and it's getting about 200,000 downloads a month at this point for podcasts. We launched that podcast to just provide a systematic, logical, reasonable progression of strength training and health and fitness.
Okay, so we're here in Matt's basement, and you wouldn't know it, but once you open this door, it's an incredible home gym. So Matt's going to tell us all about what he has. We're going to start with the rack and go around. So as you can see, incredible home gym, great setup, pretty much all rogued out in professional graphics, everything, platform. I mean, Matt's pretty OCD, would you say?
Yeah,
somewhat.
probably.
Yeah. So let's start with the rack.
Yeah.
Why'd you choose the RML6? Why'd you go with that versus
good
something
question.
else?
Yeah, so I love this rack, the RML6. Really, I love most of the stuff that I have from Rogue. I bought this because I wanted a big chunky rack. It has the big square stock on it, which is nice. And then I wanted something. I trained my wife, and so I wanted to be able to train, or I train clients. A lot of times we have people come in from out of town, and I'll have husband and wife teams come in, and they're rarely the same height. And so I needed a rack that was deep enough to have two people squat in at the same time. So my wife and I train here together all the time. She can actually press inside the rack. You and I pressed earlier. You pressed inside the rack, I pressed outside the rack. She can squat inside, I can squat outside. I love it. It's a big heavy duty rack, and of course I wanted the weight storage in the back, get it up off the floor. It's great. It's the best rack I've ever owned. And I have spent a couple $100,000 with Rogue over the years, if you count Strong Gym. And I just love this rack. It's an awesome home rack.
I know you also have used like Elite FTS. I think maybe used some Kreppenstech. You had their monolith rack. How do you think this compares to some of those others?
So the thing I like about this, so first off, the Elite rack is an amazing rack. That was a $5,000 rack. And so if you look at, that rack costs 3x what this one costs, and I don't know that it's 3x the rack. Now it's a great rack, and if it's if you've got a Division I program, you're trying to put together like a collegiate level sort of thing, that was a tremendous rack. The thing I like about Rogue, and when I order things from Rogue, is they always under promise and over deliver. So I call and I'm like, hey, this is the rack I need, and they're like, okay, no problem. It'll be like 10 days, 8 days, and 4 days later it shows up. And it's like Christmas when that truck comes in and the pallet comes off and it's from Rogue. And so, nice heavy duty rack for a great price, does everything I need. And again, I needed something big enough that multiple people could train on it at the same time. I could train clients at the same time on it, and so I love it.
Is there anything you don't like about it?
No, I actually really like this rack. I do. As a matter of fact, we talked about in the past making, potentially doing a future equipment company, and I said I don't want to compete with Rogue's racks. Like there's other things out there that, but I love they've got the laser cut holes, and we've played with Titan racks and stuff before, and they're a nice knockoff. And if you're a college kid, but I just love the quality of these racks. I've never had anything break. On any of the stuff here at home. Anytime we had anything break at the gym, Rogue would just have me take a picture of it and email it to them, and boom, a new one's on the way, and they're like, throw the old one in the trash, or you need to send it back. So we're good. So I'm very happy with this rack for sure.
Okay, so it's sitting on a huge platform. What is this? That's
so this is Hard Rock Maple. So I think this is 12 feet deep. So 12 feet deep. Actually, I think it's 13. 13 feet deep. So I just had to cut a little bit off this so we could do. And we've done some snatches and cleans and stuff in here. I've got just enough space to do it here. And then same thing. The nice thing about the rack, you've got the cross beams are just low enough so that you can deadlift. If you deadlift real heavy, you can see where we mark. It would be awesome if this was a 1/4 inch lower, just to make sure it never hit the bar. Would be fantastic. But other than those cross beams, the only other thing that I'm not crazy about is my deadlift jack doesn't quite fit inside the rack. So I really wish that the deadlift jack was an inch narrower so it could fit inside the rack, because you can deadlift inside this, but you can't jack anything up. One of the things I like about the depth of it is I can put a bench press down, so I've got the big monster bench. We put it down, and my wife and I can both bench on opposite ends of the rack at the same time. So I use one hole above the bench hole space, and I got real long arms. She's on number 4 down here, so we're 5 holes apart. And she's a strong bencher. My wife benches like 225, so she's a strong bencher. And my best bench is in the mid 4s, and so it's too much for us. So with a bench in here, we can go one side and the other side.
So what kind of wood do you have here? How do you create the logo?
So this is Hard Rock Maple that I got, and I like it. It was heavy duty. I knew it wasn't going to break down. I've got the horse stall mats that you get from just farm supply stores. The nice thing about being in Missouri, have that here. And then I got this decals from carstickers.com. They're cheap. I put the white piece of duct tape down so that I've got some clients that are like in their 80s, and I didn't want them to trip. But my dad's got Parkinson's, so I didn't want him to trip, so I wanted him to see the little step up. So I've got 2 layers of OSB underneath, and then the Hard Rock Maple on top, and I like it. Works great.
So why does it matter to you that your gym is like, I don't know, like so clean, like branded, like
Yeah.
Why does it? Because not everybody's like that.
Yeah.
Some people are just working in.
Well, a part of it is it's my business, right?
Okay,
So,
yeah.
I think I would be that way if it wasn't my business.
Yeah.
Just because I'm OCD enough, and a big thing that kind of set us apart at Strong, we had Strong Gym, was that we trained like powerlifters train and like strongmen train and CrossFitters train in those kind of dirty, dark, dank gyms.
Yeah.
But it looked like a super nice boutique gym. So you had like the look of a nice gym, but the style of training hardcore. And part of that was we wanted it super clean, smelling fresh, pine salt floors, and that's just kind of carried over here. Well, now I train out of town clients for $200 an hour. Well, that's a lot to ask somebody to put them in a garage in July when it's 105 and it's dirty and your cars are in there. And so I wanted to if I'm going to charge a premium rate for people to hire me as a coach, I want a gym that's going to be super, super nice. When they walk in, I want them to be kind of wow factor there.
Sweet. Let's actually look at your weight. So you've got HG 2.0 bumpers, I think is what they are.
Yep.
Why did you decide to go with those bumpers versus any other company?
So that's a great question. So I don't like these.
Okay.
They're fine.
They're just thick.
Well, here's the deal. I bought these right after I sold the gym and before the online business took off.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if the online business was going to take off, so I didn't know how much money I had.
Okay.
So, I sold the gym, had some money in the bank, and wanted to build a nice gym that looked really nice. I wanted bumpers because I'm in my house, I'm training clients at 5 o'clock in the morning. My wife and kids are literally sleeping right above the gym, that kind of stuff. And so I didn't want a bunch of iron plates that are going to be so loud, and so I wanted soft and quiet. But at the time, I just didn't know if I could afford the competition bumpers. So now, hopefully, actually, maybe by even the time this plays, I'll have that. As soon as Rogue puts those competition bumpers on sale, I'm going to go. These are great. They work awesome. They look nice. They're just thick. So the problem is because I deadlift up to 700 pounds, I have to then alternate these with the iron plates, so I can't get enough weight on. But otherwise, they're nice. They look nice. 55s and 45s get confused all the time, including the guy from Garage Gym Reviews. And so they basically look the same. It's a tiny, tiny bit difference in thickness. But not crazy about those, but they work fine.
Beautiful. And then these are Titan, right?
Yeah, Titan chains. I love those. Great, cheap price. Got those not long ago. Bought some for Brett McKay. One of my clients is Brett McKay from Art of Manliness. He uses them all the time. Actually, we use them for all the lifts on him. I like chains. Coming out of that powerlifting, West Side is kind of my background. I don't know that I'd subscribe to all that stuff anymore. I use bands a ton, and back in those days when we used bench shirts and squat suits. Now that I lift raw, I don't use bands very much for lifting, and I really like chains for accommodating resistance for advanced lifting. I think it carries over to raw lifting better. Right? Those bands it goes from a little bit, it's not enough tension, to way too much tension at the top. It's not really working the strength curve. I think the chains do a better job of that. So I love it.
Well, beautiful rack.
Thanks.
What about this lat pull down here?
This is from New York Barbells.
Like Craigslist? Or
It's actually, I bought it actually from New York Barbells. And so it's not great. It does the job. I use it primarily for my older clients who can't do pull-ups, chin-ups. And that's what I use it for. I would love to use this thing. It actually would be fine if it was about 6 inches taller. So my older clients who are shorter are fine. I bought them out on this thing. I've even done the lat pull down bar that has the bar that angles up, and it's still, I can't get a full extension at the top. So I don't use it a ton. I might use it for tricep push downs or something, but I use it primarily for my older clients who can't do chins.
So we had Sybil.
There we go.
Earlier. How old is she?
82, almost 83.
82, doing burnouts after she did 130-pound deadlifts. Walks in with a cane, does 135, walks out, does burnouts on this. So what do you think about the bike?
I love it. This is the best piece of cardio equipment I've ever owned. I've owned true treadmills, $10,000 true brand treadmills at the gym. I've had Airdynes. I've messed with assault bikes for years. This is the best bike. This bike kills any of those, and it's cheaper than most of them.
Oh, I agree.
It's quiet. It's belt run instead of a chain. So it doesn't get loud. I bought it for me. So I have the concept. Well, I'm sure we'll talk. I really like a Concept 2 rower as well. So the thing about for us for cardio, I like some of the style of energy systems things that CrossFit does. But I don't like high impact, high skill for my clients. So high impact, high skill is going to beat them up, and for us, strength training is primary. And so I want to do conditioning type things that aren't going to beat up their body, so that it's not going to screw up their squats and their deadlifts. And so things like an Echo bike is tremendous. There's no impact. Concept 2 rower. I've got a Pro Prowler upstairs in the garage. I'll run out and take the Prowler 2, whatever the nice one is up there from Elite. I love it as well. Not so much in June. when
Yeah,
it's
for real.
June, July, when it's 105 outside, you'll get the Prowler flu.
The AC's nice in the basement
Yeah,
gym. I'm used to a garage
yeah.
gym. There's no AC.
Nice
This
and cool.
is nice.
I tell you what, if I'm squatting heavy, I actually like being in a warm garage gym
Okay,
because
yeah.
it warms up my hips better and my hips feel better. But anyway, I love the concept too. Sybil gets on that all the time. I do it too. The reason I bought this was I have genetic really bad hips, and so I haven't really torn them up from lifting, although I'm sure the strongman probably didn't help. But the concept too, I can't do more than about 500 meters on a concept two before my hips start cramping, and I wanted something I could do conditioning on, and the Rogue's great. I can wheel this out, turn on Netflix, and watch a documentary and hammer out bike intervals on there. And on the rower, I can't really pay attention. You're moving kind of too much. I love it. And the computer's awesome. You can set anything on it. You can set the interval times. You can set the rest times. The way it counts calories and power output, and it's awesome. Love it.
Beautiful. Okay, well, let's swing around here. And you have a vertical leg press, which vertical leg presses, hardly anybody has them, but why do you made it, or you had
I had it
made
made,
right?
Yeah, I had it made. So again, back to my kind of hip issue. I still squat usually twice a week, usually pretty heavy. But I can't squat with a lot of volume because my hips and just the inflammation in my hips. I can't do it. So in order to be able to get enough volume to drive progress, I need to be able to do some leg work, and I don't like isolation stuff, so I'm not really going to do like leg extension, leg curls. So I need to do leg press. Well, a leg press, one tends to be expensive, and two has a massive footprint, right? And so we designed this. It works great. I use it all the time. I wish it was a little smoother, and it's kind of a homemade. Now that I have the design, I think we could do it again and even do it a little bit better. But it works awesome. You sit down and load up the weight and go through full range of motion. And the nice thing is it's got a giant foot plate on it, so I can adjust. Because my hips, I'll end up having my feet a little closer than I want. Then I'll also move them up so my toes may even hang off the front. My wife will do them, and she knew about wider stance. And
I love how compact it is. You can load up as much as weight as you want.
Correct. Yeah. We've had it super heavy, and it's and of course again it's the ratio is when somebody's like I leg pressed 800 pounds. Yeah, it's on an angle. You don't actually know how much that is. If you leg press 800 pounds on this, which you can't. But if you did, it would actually be I can't either. But it would actually be 800 pounds because it goes straight down, straight back up. There's no, there's no pulley system. There's no angle. So, it's legit. I like it.
Well, I just noticed this. I actually noticed this earlier. I told you to hold off on the story. So, this feels like an aluminum plate, right?
It is, in fact. Aluminum? It's made from aluminum billet. This is a badass plate. It's awesome.
There's another. You have two.
I've got it's a set of 2.5s. It says strong people are harder to kill than weak people. It says RIP, SS for starting strength. Don't miss the rep, right? It's a really cool plate.
Oh, these are awesome.
So this was made by my good friend and client, David Kirkham, who makes all of the Shelby Cobras in the world. So every Shelby Cobra, and this is made out of the same aluminum billet that they make Shelby Cobras out of. So this is
you can't buy these.
No.
You can't buy these.
No, the only people that have these is I have a set, Rip has a set, and Hamburg has a set. He's made them for us, and I've never lifted with them. As a matter of fact, Hamburg has them shadow box and hanging up in the gym, and so that's what I need to do too. But these are really cool. So same thing that they make Shelby Cobras out of. He's made all the Shelby Cobras since the late 70s, I believe. For Shelby.
Really?
And I'm in Provo, Utah. Great dude.
Going here. See this?
This is my closet.
Mass storage rack in the closet.
Dude, I love that.
It just looks awesome.
Great price on those. Got dumbbells and kettlebells. Use them for the clients, and we throw our lever belts on because there's no easy way to hang a lever belt. But works great for storage in there, and I've got all the extra junk in there, and got the bench pads and man arrays and all that goofy stuff that you don't use that often.
Did you buy the shelving from Time too?
I did.
Not just the upper. I
bought.
They sold price compared to Rogue or somebody else.
They sell that exact thing. It's great. I think it comes with 3, and I had to kind of twist their arm to get a fourth one. They were like, no, we don't sell it separate. And I was like, but it doesn't make any sense. And so I ended up twisting their arm and made them sell me a fourth shelf. So I was like,
that's because they don't stock anything. It comes directly from China.
Okay, I get it.
Pre-packed.
Oh, that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
But that's sweet.
Got it. Yeah, so I finally got them to send me one of those.
So you got 90-pound kettlebell down to what, 35?
Really small.
Little guys.
I don't know.
10 pounds.
Yeah, that's for Sybil.
Just some random.
My older clients, and then I've got loadable dumbbells and stuff. I got actually 2 sets of loadable dumbbells. I've got those dumbbell hooks back there that I'll use out of the barbell and stuff too. That I'll play around with. Most of the stuff we do is barbell stuff.
Yeah.
We'll play with some dumbbells, some for kind of rehab stuff if we got problems with shoulders or pecs.
Yeah.
Or if I've got older clients, like with Sybil, she can't do a standing military press with a barbell. She just doesn't really have the mobility and the capability, even with an aluminum type kids bar.
Okay.
And so it's easier for her to use like a 10-pound kettlebell or a 10-pound dumbbell or she works up to like 15s. And that's pretty good. I mean, 15s, like a 30-pound overhead press. Yeah, she does them seated. She can't really do them standing. She's got double hip replacement, knee replacement stuff. So balance is a big deal.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of the last part I want to talk about because he's got some premier barbell. So go ahead, let's talk about, so I'll just start with like this is just a training bar.
That's my kids bar, so I got 2 little girls, that's the ones that they use, so 15-pound kids aluminum training bar from Rogue.
Okay.
Works great, it's great to teach kids how to squat and deadlift and do basic lifts on.
So your kids train with you?
Oh yeah, yeah, we've got good pictures and video. Well, look, my kids don't train, my kids exercise.
They play.
And they have fun, and we let them have fun for 10 or 15 minutes, and they do a great job, and then they get bored with it, and then let them go.
So how has having a home gym kind of helped like being a father, like, being a husband, like leading your family?
Yeah, no, it's a huge piece of what we do. And so for with us having 2 little girls, I don't know how big of a difference it would make if my wife didn't train, but she does.
Yeah.
And so it's something that, mommy and daddy do 4 times a week. We come in here and we train, and it's quality time. It's different quality time than like hanging out together, reading together, intimate time. Like it's not the same thing, but it's still kind of an intimate quality time that we have to get to train together. And so my wife gets to model that for my girls, and they come in and they don't do it because daddy does it, they do it because they see mom doing it. And so
and they see you walking the walk.
Yeah, they see us walking the walk. And mom is a great coach too. She's an incredible coach.
Awesome.
And she has no desire to ever do that for business or anything.
Yeah.
She's just picked up on enough. She's been to about 10 starting strength seminars, just hanging out as the wife in the back of the room.
Yeah.
So so we teach the girls and have a blast doing it.
Beautiful. Okay, so this, I'm guessing, Bella bar?
Yeah, that's a Bella bar, girls bar that I just use for, again, we use that primarily. I'll use it sometimes for females who can't press a heavy barbell.
Yeah.
Mostly my wife uses that if she snatches or cleans.
Okay.
That's kind of the primary deal there.
Ohio bar?
That's a regular Ohio bar. I actually traded, you're going to think this is crazy, I actually traded straight up an Ohio power bar for that bar. So so here was the problem. I needed at the time, I didn't have a good bar that didn't have center knurl.
Okay.
And the knurl on that Ohio bar, I had a B&R bar at the time, B&R 1.0, which we'll talk about here in a minute, and it had center knurl, and that Ohio power bar, the knurl is insane on it.
Yeah.
And I was giving myself strawberries on my chin when I pressed.
Okay.
And so I didn't like it. I'm not crazy about having center knurl when you deadlift.
Yeah.
But the press is the big one, and so I wanted one. So I had a buddy come over. He had bought that bar. I had bought the Ohio Power Bar. I was like, hey, this is a way better deal for you.
Okay.
But you're going to squat with yours, and I need a press with it. So let's flip flop. And he was ecstatic. So we traded.
I bet he was.
It works fine.
Okay. That's
the B&R 1.0. That's the very first run that they ever made of those.
Yeah.
Ripito sent that to me as a gift. A lot of people think Ripito is an old curmudgeon-y asshole, but the reality is that he's super generous, and he found out when we first opened Strong, we didn't have any good barbells, any good power bars, and we had no bumpers. And one day, that bar shows up, and a bunch of bumpers with just a little card attached that said, get your people strong. Every good gym should have one of these.
Oh, that's awesome.
And from Mark Ripito. So, when I sold the gym, I had to fight hard for that bar.
Yeah.
And that bar means a lot to me. That my mentor gave it to me, and it was the very first run of the bar that he created. It's the Bergener and Ripito bar, So he was the one that designed it, and so Rip gave it to me, and that's definitely will always hold a special place in my heart. I love it. I love the knurl on a B&R 2.0 bar, which is right behind it.
Yeah.
A little bit better than the B&R 1.0. But I like the sleeves better on the B&R 1.0, and just love the patina. It's picked up over the years, the old one, but I primarily at this point squat and bench press with the 2.0. I love that bar. It's a great bar.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is. So what's this? That's just an
That's
axle
the axle bar.
Okay.
I love an axle. We use it a lot with strongman. Obviously, I still will press some with it.
Yeah.
If guys are having trouble with tendonitis in their elbows or wrists or shoulders, the fat bar, axle bar seems to really help that to kind of take some pressure off those areas, and so that works really, really well if you have those. And so sometimes I'll just mix that in as a supplemental upper body lift.
Okay, and then safety squat bar from Rogue.
Yeah,
you like this one?
I do really like that one.
You like
asked
the
that
padding?
a couple times.
Yeah.
I like it fine. You don't?
No, most people find the padding to be too small compared to like Elite FTS.
Yeah, so I've had the Krepensek many times.
The
original Krepensek, which is the one Elite sold for years. Had several of those. I've had that thing loaded up to like 600 pounds. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't put it on my neck. I think a lot of people wear it on their neck.
Down.
So yeah, I wear it up higher. I kind of try to turn it into a low bar squat. And you can't because of the camber. It's going to automatically make your torso more upright. It's going to fight your thoracic's going to want to round.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be as bent over in the back as far it just won't, because it's going to elongate your torso. So I like that safety squat bar fine. I use it for older guys who can't get their hands up on a barbell. I like a Buffalo or Duffalo bar, definitely for that kind of stuff too. My dad will use that one. He's 64 and has Parkinson's. I've got a guy that had polio when he was 5 and basically has no use of one of his arms.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's like the size of a 5-year-old's arm. He stopped growing and it just dangles and he has no muscle, and so he can't get 2 hands back on the barbell, but he can squat just fine with that thing. And so I use it.
Okay. Yeah. And then this is a split sleeve York.
Yeah, split sleeve York. That's one of the
still spins well.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite bars of history. My 2 favorite bars of all time history is that split sleeve, old split sleeve York, and I love the rounded cap, Buddy Cap Texas, original Texas Power Bars. I lost 3 of those when we sold Strong. We had 3 of those at Strong. I was telling Will, my old partner, yesterday that one of the hardest things about selling the gym was losing the barbells.
Yeah.
You know, we had 75 or 80 barbells, and 20 of them were sweet. You know, were awesome barbells. So awesome bar.
Great bar. And then this one is actually a Usaka, which is a unique bar because they actually, unlike any other barbell company, they actually press the knurl in. Most companies, actually every company, cuts it out. They press the knurl in, so they say it's uniquely Usaka. But you use this one very often?
All the time.
Okay.
So up until last week, just behind the camera, I just got a deadlift bar from Rogue, and a deadlift bar from Rogue. That was my favorite deadlift bar.
Yeah.
It's obviously great for
great.
snatches and cleans are awesome. It's I think it's a 28 millimeter bar. It's not 29, so it's easy to get your hands on. You can hook grip it easy. I love it for a deadlift bar. It's got a little bit of whip on it. It's just a beautiful bar. I got lucky. I bought that on Craigslist out of a barn for like $50. The guy's like, there's some
always check Craigslist.
There's some rust on it, and he meant literally that tiny little bit, and he was more OCD than me. And I looked at that thing and I was like, I didn't know it was Usaka, but I knew it was bearing.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it had the Olympic rings on it, and so I was like, I need that bar.
Yeah.
So I got it for $50 and pretty sweet gig.
That's awesome. So let's actually move out of here, and if you want to follow us, we're going to go to his studio where we actually record a podcast. It's going to come out in a week or so. So this is where Barbell Logic, and you can probably hear it just, the sound in here is really just incredible. It's awesome. I would even sound good singing in here. So this is where he has a podcast, usually has a table here.
Yeah, standing desk here. So I've got a new top coming for the standing desk, but it's, you don't usually see that anyway. And we shoot videos in here. Of course, I don't have the studio lighting on. We just have the room lighting on right now.
Yeah.
And we do videos here for the YouTube channel, short little 3-minute videos that we talked about. And then we also do the Barbell Logic Podcast in here. And then my office is on the other side of the room. And
doubles as his office.
Yeah, I have a standing desk there. And I've got a new sweet Herman Miller, like the super nice Herman Miller chair. I think it's going to come later on this afternoon. So I've never had a great office chair.
Yeah.
And so that comes in. I love it. I'm a coffee snob. I've got my coffee in the back corner. And do my AeroPress and grind my coffee, and it's a blast. I love working in here.
This is awesome. So we're gonna actually go into the whiskey cabinet. That's a studio, garage, or home gym, and then more whiskey than I've ever seen in one place. So how do you even start collecting whiskey or drinking it? And
that's a Ripetoe's fault. Started traveling with Mark Ripetoe, and he loves whiskey, mostly good bourbon.
Yeah.
And I started when I kind of business started taking off. I was learning about business. I was like, businessmen drink scotch. I have to learn how to drink scotch. And so it was terrible at the beginning. Nobody likes it.
Yeah.
And but I ended up buying a bunch of scotch and ate some scotch and learned how to drink it and bought more scotch. And then when I traveled with Rip, just started. The thing is that stuff is distributed in different places.
Yeah.
So stuff I can get here, I maybe can't get somewhere else. And if I'm in Seattle or Manhattan or Boston or whatever, I get things there I can't get here. So I'm really good at packing up bottles of whiskey and putting them in luggage and bringing them home on airplanes and not letting them explode.
Yeah.
And I think I got about 250 bottles of whiskey now, which is better than just about any bar in town. For sure.
So favorite bottle, price not considered. One of your favorite, just one that you like.
Yeah, so I love Willet. Willet is one of my favorite brands.
Okay.
That's a kind of a smaller craft that's really becoming big. I've got Pappy Van Winkle and all that fun stuff. Okay. One of my favorite ones up here is Rhetoric. I have a 21, 22,
you have one in there too,
24-year-old Rhetoric.
Wow.
Rhetoric, just really super oaky, delicious, awesome whiskey.
Beautiful. Okay.
Love it.
Well, that was Matt's home gym, studio, whiskey cabinet. Thank you for showing it, by the way.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. We got a podcast coming out on Barbell Logic, which I'll put a link in the bio below where you can check it out. But you can also follow him at Reynolds Strong.
Yep.
What else do you have?
On Instagram, Barbell Logic or SS Online Coach for starting strength online coaching.
Okay, so if you're looking for online programming, I'm going to put a link in the bio.
Online coaching.
Online coaching, yeah, I guess, that's a problem. If you're looking for online coaching and you're looking to get stronger, I'll put a link in the bio below. This isn't just programming, like you said, this is an actual coach. Put a link in the bio below where you can check out starting strength, online coaching. I think there's a discount of some sort, right?
There is $79 if they follow your discount code.
So I'll put a discount code down there, $79 off, and hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think of his gym in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Peace.